Are you guys ready for more concrete evidence? I'm just going to read the word to you tonight, get the last chapter of Habakkuk, but I want to show you about this new movie I found. I typed my name into fandom last night, and I found this new animated movie coming out that's got Tom Holland's voice in it, a bunch of Emma Watson, Jonah Hill, Seth Rogen. It's called the Majic Roundabout. And the lead character, the main character in this one is named Dougal, and he's a dog. But that movie's a remake. It's coming out 2 days before my birthday in 2025, they say. And it's a remake from one in 2013 and from like stuff in the 60s. But the main character, and since the 60s up until now, has always had the same name as me. And they make sure to let you know he wears red shoes, and it's the story that we've been reading everywhere. And the main characters, it's like it's talking about me, and it had my name. And that's what, about the 8th one I found, characters in these stories that's doing the same thing I am doing, that's got the same name as me. Go figure. So we read Habakkuk chapter 2, and you're gonna want to see what Habakkuk chapter 3 says. And I don't want to scare you away, but we're going to read Zephaniah chapter 1 too. So if the word scares you, you're in a lot of trouble. I can tell you that right now. If the word excites you, and you got excited when you heard I was going to read another chapter, if you got excited about that, you need some shades, because your future is bright. But you're going to have to do some things too. Reading the word and living. Living comes from reading and trembling at the word of the Most High, fearing Him. And in that fear, that comes with you doing some things. You're going to have to do some things right here. O Yahuwah, I have heard your report. I was afraid, O Yahuwah. Renew your work in the midst of the years. Renew. Wink, wink. Renewed heaven, renewed earth, renewed Jerusalem, a renewed song, the song of Moses and the Lamb. That's what that Majic Roundabout story is all about. It's all about an evil clone of these wizards. It's the same story as the Wizard of Oz. It's all saying the same thing. Make it known in the midst of the years. In wrath, remember compassion. The Most High comes from Taman, and the set-apart one from Mount Paran, Salah. His splendor shall cover the heavens, and his praise shall fill the earth. Cover the heavens, the truth, and it does, from front to back. We've been reading it, and I've been saying it. And, these people, no one wants to come look at this. No one wants to believe it, because they dare not say one bad thing about the image of the beast. And they send me stuff and they say, watch this, but they don't want to look at none of my evidence. And what are they trying to convince me of? To not do that which is continual, and speak out against the image of the beast, genocidal maniacs. Yeah. So but they don't want to look at my nothing I'm showing. They just want to, and they say that I get all my information from YouTube videos, which is, there ain't nothing that could be further from the truth than that. I don't even watch YouTube like that. And all my stuff I've been getting from the Word and from my magnifying glass. And they watch a video of some pastor that's plugging for noble gold, and you got to get some truth out of him through paywalls and stuff. It's ridiculous. And we're going to read about that right here in just a second. Just hold tight. Grab some popcorn if you want. Get comfy. It's going to take a few minutes. I'm not going to take up too much of your time tonight. It's going to take a few minutes, but you're going to want to see what I'm about to read. And the brightness is as the light he has raised from his hand, and there his power is hidden. The word, in the word. That power is in this word. It's been there the whole time. Yes, it's been hidden from our eyes because of our motivations, because of current events, because of technology, all kinds of stuff. Now it's being revealed. Just like the story of King Arthur. It says, and it's the same, the story of King Arthur is what I'm talking about. That's why in that trailer I played for you guys of King Arthur, it says, why has the sword revealed itself now? That's what we're reading about right now. That power has been hidden. Before him goes pestilence, and a burning flame goes forth at his feet. Wink, wink. The red shoes, the coming home. The feet with the flames of fire. He shall stand and measure the earth. And see, the world, they're still stuck in literal mode and thinking that his feet are actually on fire. And that his eyes are on fire. And it's just, and that might be true, but that's not why he put that in the word. He didn't want to tell us, his fashion, habits or whatever. No, those words are code words. They're key words. They're that hidden. That's how it's hidden. It's been hidden from us because we've been looking for Clark Kent to come flying down out of the sky. But the word is where it's at. He shall stand and measure the earth. He shall look and shake the nations, and the ancient mountains are shattered. The age-old hills shall bow. His ways are everlasting. His ways are everlasting. And he placed his name in one place, and he does not change. He didn't change that place. That place is still the place. And that which is continual must be done in that place. I saw the tents of Cushan under sorrow, the curtains of the land of Midian tremble. The curtains of the land. Boom. Shall Yahuwah burn against the rivers? Is your displeasure against the rivers? Is your wrath against the sea? That you ride on your horses, your chariots of deliverance. You uncover your bow. The oath of the rod of the word. Salah. You uncover your bow. There you go. You cut through the earth with rivers. The mountains shall see you. They tremble. The storm of water shall pass over. Wink, wink. The deep shall give forth its voice. The stones are uttering its voice. That power that's been hidden, it's uttering its voice. It shall lift up its hands. Sun, moon shall stand still in their places. That's not literal. They're standing still in their places because it's like he's shining the light on Utah being the real Yehuda and where the real Jerusalem is. It's like he's holding the sun and the moon above it, saying, here it is. That's what he's talking about. Like light, your arrows fly. Like lightning is your glittering spear. You step to the earth in rage. You thresh the nations in wrath. You shall go forth to save your people, to save your anointed. You shall smite the head. And the anointing happens in Jerusalem, just so you know. You shall smite the head from the house of the wrong by laying bare from foundation to neck, Selah. In that story, the magical roundabout, the good wizard's named Zebedee, and his evil clone who's been imprisoned in the roundabout is named Zebad. And they got to get these 3 diamonds and put them in the roundabout in order to save Earth, right? So those 3 diamonds they're talking about the eclipses, and that's what's happening right now. So yes, all hell and destruction and chaos, it could break loose when this eclipse happens coming up here in a month. That could very well happen, but it's probably going to be more subtle than what you're expecting. And if you're not seeing that the image of the beast is going into destruction, that Israel is going into destruction, it's the whore of Babylon. If you don't see that, you're going to miss out what's really going to happen after this eclipse, or on the day of the eclipse. By laying bare from foundation to neck, Selah. You shall pierce with his own arrows the head of his leaders. They stormed along to scatter me, rejoicing as if to devour the poor in secret. See, that's what this is about. And you're going to see even more. You shall tread the sea with your horses, the foaming of many waters. I heard, and my body trembled. My lips quivered at the sound. Rottenness came into my bones, and I trembled within myself, that I might rest for the day of distress, to come upon the people who would attack us. Though the fig tree does not blossom, and there is no fruit on the vine, the yield of the olive has failed, and the fields brought forth no food. That's what's happening right now, because the house of the wrong, who has destroyed the poor in secret. The flock has been cut off from the fold, and there is no herd in the stalls, wink, wink, in Jerusalem. Yet I exult in Yahuwah. I rejoice in the Most High of my deliverance. Yahuwah the Master is my strength, and he makes my feet like those of deer. Those of deer. Like those deer in the movie Leave the World Behind. And makes me walk on my high places, to the chief singer with my stringed instruments. Damn right, baby. The word of Yahuwah, which can, this is just the next book that this Bible app offers me. And I'm just going to prove to you even more that all the Bible's saying the same thing. That power, it's been hidden, but it's from front to back and side to side, baby. And you better get you some soon. I shall snatch away all from the face of the earth, declares Yahuwah. I snatch away man and beast. I snatch away the birds of the heavens and the fish of the sea and the stumbling blocks with the wrong. And I can name a few stumbling blocks. The the Zionist state of Isis-Rael through the Balfour Declaration, 1948. The man of lawlessness, the Antichrist, the anti-Messiah, who is the man the world calls Jesus, not the real Messiah, Yahusha, that we read about in the Word. He's the real Messiah. He's the Word, the way, the truth, and the life. The stumbling block is that letter J, and the man they say is God, Jesus. That's one. All the holidays, which comes from all those things. They're all getting cut off. Man from the face of the earth. And I shall stretch out my hand against Yehudah and against all the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and cut off every trace of Baal from this place, the names of the idolatrous priests with the priests. So Utah and Jerusalem, Provo area. And those bowing down to the host of the heavens on the housetops. Oh yeah. And in that movie, the Roundabout, Majic Roundabout, the evil clone is trapped, imprisoned in the roundabout. When he gets sprung free, he comes out off of the housetop, it says, of the roundabout, the rooftop of the roundabout. Bowing down to the host of the heavens on the housetops, and those bowing themselves, swearing by Yahuwah and swearing by Malcolm. Swearing by Malcolm. Who's Malcolm, you might ask? Oh, that's Molech. You see right here? That's Molech. So let's go back and read that one more time. Okay, he's cutting off traces of Baal and the names of the idolatrous priest with the priest. and those bowing down to the host of the heaven on the housetops, and those bowing themselves, swearing by Yahuwah and swearing by Molech. Who's Molech, you might ask? Well, there's the star of Molech. And you see it like up this one up here. It shows you how it's got 6 little triangles and 6 sides. It's the 666. It's the mark of 666. So don't get it twisted. He ain't talking about nobody else but your favorite people and country and those you stand with. That's who he's talking about. And look, down here's more proof. This one right here, that their star is one mountain aiming up, one mountain aiming down. And like I've showed that, like that's a hexagram. They use it in alchemy. It's all about transgenderism. It's the Baphomet. I mean, it's the sickest, most nastiest thing that's ever been invented in the earth. So that's what Molech, that's who Molech is. That's who, and is that not what's happening right now? That they're swearing by the Creator, by the Most High of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, whatever they call him, whatever they want to call him, and they swear by Molech. They rock that star of Molech. And it represents child sacrifice and child cannibalism and everything just sick and nasty and foul. I mean, stuff from the pits of hell. That's who they're supporting. But they won't come and look to see if that's the case. And they want me to just shut up and quit talking about Molech like that. And those who turn away from following Yahuwah and who have not sought Yahuwah or inquired of him. There you go. All those people that we see the bottom of their Nikes, those people who want me to shut up, but don't dare come look at none of this evidence I've been putting forth. And they ain't put none forth. And I've put mountains of it. Mountains. And if you don't believe me, check the facts. Go back through all my videos. You'll see. So they ain't inquired of him. They ain't sought him. They got no intentions on leaving their houses and their towns and going to the Most High's place. No. Hush in the presence of the Master Yahuwah, for the day of Yahuwah is near, for Yahuwah has prepared a slaughter. He has set apart his invited ones, invited to come home. And it shall be in the day of the slaughter of Yahuwah that I shall punish the rulers and the sons of the sovereign, and all such are as clad in foreign garments. They're all foreigners. And I shall punish on that day all who leap over the threshold. Wink, wink, 1948. The Balfour Declaration and the Oslo Accords, all that crazy crap. Who fill their masters' houses with violence and deceit, deception. And on that day there shall be, declares Yahuwah, the sound of a cry from the fish gate. Boom. You hear it? You've been hearing it. And of a howling from the second quarter, and of a great crashing from the hills. Howl, you inhabitants of Maktash, for all the merchant people shall be silenced. That's the whole world, basically. All those weighing out silver shall be cut off. All your noble golds and your people who make you feel guilty with emotionalism, and they try to get you to put the money in the offering plate, and that's all they're concerned with. That's why they won't touch this truth about the image of the beast, because they know all the money will go away as soon as they do. Yeah. And they might get locked up in a mental institution. But, hey, when you're under the Most High's wing, there ain't nothing any of these people can do to you. It don't matter what they try to do, they ain't going to get it done. And at that time it shall be that I search Jerusalem with lamps and punish the men who are settled on their dregs in their houses, in their towns, who refuse to come home for the Passover and the feast days, who say in their heart, Yahuwah does no good, nor does he evil. They don't really believe. If they did, they would have no problem looking into this truth. If they did, they would want to go to Jerusalem. If they did, they would want to know if the image of the beast has succored them. And they would just, it wouldn't be a matter of pride, it would be of salvation. They would want to look into this so they can live, and they can, and because they love other people and they want them to live. These people refuse this because it's going to hurt their feelings and their pride and their status. And their wealth shall become plunder, and their houses laid waste. And they shall build houses, but not inhabit them. And they shall plant vineyards, but not drink their wine. Boom. And that, none of that's literal, but yeah. Near is the great day of Yahuwah, near and hurrying greatly, the noise of the day of Yahuwah. Let the mighty men then bitterly cry out. That day is a day of wrath, a day of distress and trouble, a day of waste and ruin, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, a day of a shofar and sounding against the walled cities and against the corner towers. I shall bring distress on men, and they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against Yahuwah, and their blood shall be poured out like dust, and their flesh like dung. Now, I want you to understand that all words are all necessary. The reason he said that their blood shall be poured out like dust, right after he said because they have sinned against Yahuwah, don't think for a second that he ain't being specific. He's talking about what I've been talking about eating the blood with the meat and not pouring it out to cover it with dust. That's what he's talking about. And that's why you're going to have a hard time in finding salvation if you can't put down the hamburgers. And I'm not saying you can't eat meat. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you have to boil, seethen, or sodden, unless it's the Passover. Then you can come to Jerusalem and roast all the lamb during the Passover. And all in that, and what I just explained, that's your ticket home. Trust me, it is. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of Yahuwah, and by the fire of his jealousy all the earth shall be consumed, for he makes a sudden end of all those who dwell in the earth. All those who dwell in the earth. This is the rapture. If you think that the rapture's happening, you don't call the shots. The rapture's going to go down the way the Most High says it's going to go down. And the only people who are going to be raptured, if that's the word you want to use, they're going to be standing in Jerusalem, the real Jerusalem, not the imposter. And anyone else who doesn't do that, they are those who dwell in the earth. They dwell in it. They love it. They don't want America to die. This oppressive government that rapes you and has you on a little mouse wheel in there chasing after the cheese, and in the end you really don't get any of it after they take all their taxes and everything. But even what little you get, you're not even going to get to keep that. It's all plunder. It's all going to be for nothing. You turned your back on the Most High for silver and gold, for the fortune and the fame, to keep up with the Joneses, who steady look down their noses at you. The Most High's had his hand stretched out to you, that life preserver, offering it to you so you can live, and you're refusing. You've refused that life preserver. I hope and I pray that you guys wake up soon. Come home. It's getting close. We're inching closer. Every day I get more and more truth about it. And that's told, the Most High tells us that too, that in the end we would understand all this word, if we're really wanting to understand it. The world right now, they don't want to hear it. It ain't about an understanding. They don't want to hear it if it tells them they can't eat hamburgers and bacon. They don't want to hear that. So I hope you take heed, my friends. I love you. I'm out.